Somebody help me out. I'm just trying to pass through in and out. Hope another day won't let me down. I'm just trying to ask you, help me out.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some decluttering and organizing, but before we get into that, we are going to get the vibe right and we're going to get a little simmer pot going. I'm going to be using my mini crock pot, which you guys know I love. It's like the perfect transitional simmer pot between winter and spring, so I figured this is the perfect one to share with you guys today. So let's do this.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me.
First, we gotta pull out our handy dandy mini crock pot. You can also do this on the stove, but I like the crock pot because it doesn't boil away the water too quickly. Now, one thing that is great about simmer pots is that you can use fruit that is on its way out and you'll never know the difference, but it's just a really great way to use it up, which is perfect because I do have a good apple that's still good to eat, but we're gonna use it for scent today. But these oranges, one side they look nice, on the other side not so much, and they're actually pretty hard. They are going to be perfect to add scent into our home, but I don't think we're gonna eat them. So we're just gonna slice up our apple. And then we're also going to slice up our oranges.
Brand new street and brand new me. Side by friends I need. Don't you tell.
So what you do for a simmer pot, if you are new and you haven't seen me do this a bunch of times, is you're just going to layer your fruit in here. Basically just set it into your simmer pot, or you could, like I said, you can do it on the stove. And we're going to add in all of our oranges. They smell so good. And this is why this is the perfect transitional simmer pot, because you have all of these really bright fruits, but you still have the addition of the cinnamon stick. And I feel like orange is kind of a summer thing and spring and all the time in winter. And so it just works really beautifully. And then cover all of this to the top with water. Just like that. If you have not done simmer pots, go grab a little pot, put it on the stove, and you just turn it on to low. Or if you have a mini crock pot, I'll link the one that I have below, but it's so quick and easy. I just do this for scent, but what I will do is then at night, I unplug it or turn it off, and then the next day I just refill water, and I keep doing it for like 3 to 4 days, and then I'll end up dumping it, but then it even cleans your drains. Like it's all good. There's so much benefits to simmer pots. I love them. But let's get into one of the main things we're gonna work on today, which is my pantry. Okay, so when we moved into this house like 3.5 years ago, completely redid this pantry. We actually added up some shelves up here for more storage because the shelves stopped right here and the ceilings are way higher. We also added in some shelves on the sides. Like we did a lot, and we painted in here, added lights, all this stuff. So that was really incredible. It changed this pantry so much, and I've been mostly pretty happy with it over the years. Like maybe once a year I'll come in and do like a little reset, a little refresh on it, and I might change out a few bins, but overall we've kind of kept it pretty much the same, and I'm still pretty happy with it. It does get a little chaos, but I feel like this is kind of the extent of the chaos. So, you know, we have some random bits just kind of floating around, especially after the holidays and after we have family come in town, which we just had family in town this last week and the weeks before that, and then like a month before that. So we've had a lot of family here, and I feel like everybody kind of brings their own stuff in. So with that, I am going to be decluttering our pantry, pulling out anything that we just are not going to be using. My diet and way of eating changes a bit because I have Hashimoto's, and I'm always kind of trying to figure out what's going on with that, or like what works and then it stops working, the whole thing. So I have a bit to get done in here. We're gonna work on that in just a few minutes, but I just got a Thrive box in, and I'm so excited to be partnering with them again in today's video. You guys know I love Thrive, so I'm gonna show you my haul, then we'll get to working on the pantry. All right, here is my recent Thrive Market order. I've been ordering them for probably about a year now, and I love it so much. If you're unfamiliar with what Thrive is, they are an online membership-based grocery store. They have honestly so much more than groceries. They have cleaning products, non-toxic beauty items, organic groceries, snacks, treats. They even have frozen, and I feel like I always find the best deals through Thrive Market when I'm looking for really healthy alternatives, organic items, things like that. And they do have their own brand. Like for example, their taco seasoning. It's one of our staples in our house. I always order it when I do my Thrive Market orders. One thing also that I've really loved about Thrive Market is since I've changed the way I'm eating so many times, you guys, if you've been here for a while, you know the struggle I've had with this. It can be really tricky when you're kind of shifting things around, but you can actually go onto the website or the app and you can search like keto, for example, or you can search paleo or whatever you're doing, and it will just populate your page with all kinds of different options that you might not have even known existed. I found some of my favorite go-to snacks and treats by looking at just that section, and I also am able to get a lot of things just for my kids to snack on where I can feel a little bit better about what they're eating. So these I have purchased so many times. These ones are really delicious and they're nice because you just dump in your portion, add your milk, and you set the next morning. Also, literally every time we do a Thrive Market order, my kids ask for these. Some rolled oats for oatmeal. I always get my almond butter, peanut butter, all that stuff from Thrive as well. And this is just Thrive Market brand like you can see here. But I've started making my own almond milk, and I'll actually be making that later on in today's video. It takes like 2 seconds, really like 2 minutes, and it's so good. This is a hot cocoa. It's keto. I believe it's 1 net carb. I'm excited to try it, and I'm familiar with this brand that I found through Thrive Market. And then these, I've repurchased these so many times, like little blueberry muffins, the chocolate chip cookie, but I also get like a poppy seed muffin from them, and it's so good. Flaxseed crackers. I haven't gotten these before, but they look like they're gonna be yummy. They are 1 net carb. Amazing. You just don't find all this stuff at your local grocery stores. I also grabbed these 0 added sugar kind bars. I know you guys have had like the boxed potatoes. First, they don't taste that good typically, and if you look at the ingredients, there's so much stuff in there, but these ones actually taste super delicious, and the ingredients are organic potato flakes, organic onion powder, sea salt, and organic black pepper. Some organic ketchup. I also grabbed some different pastas. These are protein pastas. These would be a lot better for the kids as they get a little extra packed protein in there. Typically, like I said, I will save a ton of money on my groceries when I shop through Thrive Market, but if you ever find a better deal somewhere else, they will actually price match. So they make it super easy to do that. And then you just always know you're always getting the best deal all around. I also got these because look, it's like sourdough pasta. I've not ever seen that before, but I thought that looks super delicious. I'm excited to hear how the family will like them. Now, like I mentioned, Thrive is actually membership based, so you can do a monthly option or you can pay for the entire year. It breaks down to about $5 a month, but it's $59.95 for the entire year. That's what I've done. And I always find that my membership is completely paid for and a lot more through my savings that I save from shopping through Thrive. Now this one I'm excited to try. This is actually keto, so this one's for me, but everyone else can have it too. Collagen Fuel Chocolate Coconut Flavored Collagen Peptide Drink Mix. This is cool. It's like you can mix it with water, you can mix it with milk. So I'm thinking I might mix it with my homemade almond milk, and I'm excited to try it, and I'll share my initial reaction with you guys. I have to say their packaging is always amazing. I don't think I've ever had a single item broken or messy in my box. It's always just like so nicely packaged. Now these are something that my mom has put me onto. It's cherry jam, and it has like actual little chunks of cherry in it. It's so delicious. If you guys like jam, add this to your order. It's so good. This is an item I have never ever tried before, but I've seen them and I was really excited to see it on Thrive. This is Element. A lot of you guys have probably tried them before, I'm guessing, because they're pretty popular. 3 citrus salt, 3 raspberry salt, 3 orange salt, and 3 watermelon salt. If you guys have tried these, let me know which one's your favorite. So anyway, that's my Thrive Market haul. If you want to check out Thrive Market, if you've never shopped through them before, you guys are going to love them so much. I do have a discount and deal for you guys today. So all you have to do is go to thrivemarket.com/thiscrazylife, and it will get you 30% off your entire first order plus a free gift. I remember when I first did my very first order, I just like stocked up so much because you save so much on your first order. And then after that, you're always getting like free gifts. They'll add in little goodies. They just make it so amazing. I'm always so grateful to Thrive Market for teaming up with me. I'm such a fan of them, and I know you guys will be too. So I will leave that link down in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. But now let's go ahead, get all these yummy goodies put away, and then we'll get to resetting the pantry. Some of these items are going to go into the pantry, and the keto ones are going to go in my own little cabinet. those little element packets look like. So this one is the orange salt. I might fill up my water bottle and just try one now. Which one should I try? There are 2 net carbs, and then the watermelon salt is less than 1. I might try the watermelon one today. Actually, big decisions. I'm gonna try the orange after all. I'm gonna put these away and then I'm gonna try the orange salt. Boost my electrolytes. It says to mix it with 16 to 32 ounces, so this is 40 ounces, but I figure with all my ice added in, it's probably good. It is a bit salty. It does have a good flavor and it's not overly sweet, which is really nice. I think I like it. Anyway, let's get to the pantry. I'm gonna start up here and make sure that this stuff is still good. These are items that we'll buy in bulk, but I have been really terrible about actually sorting through them, so I wanna make sure they're not expired. I do not even remember buying this massive of a bag. I wonder if my mom or sister bought this when they stayed with us. Okay, this is where the good part happens. You know how it goes in your pantry, you have your constant repurchases. So those items are always getting kind of recirculated and used up, and then repurchased and used up, and the whole thing. But there are definitely like random items that you might buy to try out and you don't end up using them, but then you have a hard time like, I didn't use them, I want to use them, what do I do? So I'm going to make like a use it or lose it shelf, or I might grab a bin or something, and basically I'm gonna put a time limit on it, maybe like 2 weeks. I feel like that's a good amount of time, and if I don't use it in those 2 weeks, then I'm going to lose it. So for example, I saw this and I'm like, when did I buy PB2 peanut butter powder? I don't really remember using this before, and I look at it, it doesn't expire still for quite a while, unopened. So I probably bought it for a recipe, didn't end up using the recipe, or maybe I thought, oh, this could be a good snack with something, didn't use it. So this would be a good example of, this is going to go into my use it or lose it for 2 weeks pile. You can make your time limit whatever you think is realistic for you, but I'm gonna put myself 2 weeks. If I don't use it in that time, it's likely I'm not going to use it, because now it's fresh in my mind, like, oh, I have that item, and that'll help me actually only keep things that we are really going to use. Now I'm gonna pop in my headphones and get to work. I think I'm gonna listen to an audiobook today again. That's just kind of been my jam lately, but I know I ask this all the time. If you have a favorite podcast or audiobook, send your recommendations my way. And I know food can be a little bit of a tricky thing. You feel guilty getting rid of it, but I know there are some things that my family has brought in when they come to stay with us, and it's like, although they would have used it if they stayed longer, it's not being used now, and I'm not gonna use it, or, you know, maybe like the peanut butter, it's not something that I'm going to probably use. So you can pass it on to a food bank, you can pass it on to neighbors or friends or family that lives close by. Like, there are a lot of options. You don't have to feel guilty about holding on to something, because in the end, if you're not going to use that item, it's just going to be working on going bad. So it really is doing nobody any good to keep it, but it's adding more clutter, and then it might even cause you to repurchase items that you can't see that you already have in your pantry because it's so overcluttered. Like, this has a couple of lasagna noodles, but I'm probably not gonna use this. I got this randomly. I'm not gonna use this. This is back from like Thanksgiving, and I never make this until Thanksgiving, so I'll probably donate this so it doesn't go bad in the meantime. My sister needed some sugar, and she didn't want like the coarse sugar in the raw, so we got this little tiny thing, but I'm not gonna use it.
broken bones are worth it. White and gold, they prove your life. No fears or regrets. Just take the jump and hold your breath. It feels good to be alive.
Okay, so like these are something that I used to use when I was doing gluten-free, but they are not keto friendly, so I'm just not going to use them. I'm going to pass them on to one of my friends that does do gluten-free, but that will actually get used. And these, oh, these are from Thrive Market. They are both so good. They're super easy. You just pop them in so you don't have to worry about like cooking anything or even storing it in the pantry or in the fridge. It's just super, super nice. These are another one from Thrive Market. I like it because it just is like basic ingredients. There's no crazy stuff in here. So I'll use that sometimes to make ranch. Otherwise I'll make my own ranch. Do you decant your items or just leave them in their own boxes or containers? I personally love decanting, as I'm sure you can tell with the pantry, but I definitely don't decant everything. I really just like to focus on the items that we always repurchase, that we're always using, like oatmeal, cereal, rice, things like that. And that way I can easily see exactly how much we have. I can also get to it easily, and I feel like it's a little bit more inspiring even to use. But look at the space right now. It is looking so much better than when I started just a little bit ago. It really doesn't take a whole lot of time. So if you have a space like this, whether it's your pantry or whatever, I feel like once you have a good organization system in place, it's very easy and honestly not super time consuming to just reset your space. So this area over here is kind of geared more towards the kids and snacks and treats and things like that, because if you can tell, this is actually underneath the stairs. So that's why the ceiling is like very low and kind of awkward. It is really good that it's utilizing that awkward space, but it definitely makes for an interesting pantry over here. And then once I got to like the pretzels and kind of like the snack area down on this third shelf, I just kind of put things together. So I really don't mind mixing the nuts or mixing the different pretzels, as long as it's like the same type of food, and my kids definitely don't care either. Don't feel like you have to do things perfectly, just do them how it works well in your home. There's definitely no right or wrong.
Been 2 weeks and nothing's changed. Close my eyes, I see your face. I'm so sick of all the thinking, all the sitting around and missing. Same old things don't numb the pain. I don't wanna go downtown, I don't wanna mess around. All I think about is your lips, your kiss. I don't wanna have a drink, have a random little fling. All I wanna do is show up at your place and say, let's try this again.
So I think these baskets are so cute. I got them for this actually, but I wasn't thinking about like, you know, realistic onions shedding or potatoes going bad and leaking all over. So I actually want to get different baskets that have like totally closed bottoms. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So for now, we're just gonna wipe the shelf down and go with it.
me, but I'm at home remembering. I don't wanna go downtown, I don't wanna mess around. All I think about is your lips, your kiss.
I will absolutely need to be retouching the paint on the shelf. I tried my best to, spray it down, wipe it down, and even use a magic eraser, but I could only get it so good. So at some point, and who knows when that'll happen, I do need to come back in and actually repaint the shelves just like we did a couple years ago. But for now, it is absolutely better than it was.
Let's try this again. I don't wanna have a drink, have a random little fling. All I wanna do is show up at your place and say I don't wanna go downtown, I don't wanna mess around. All I think about is your lips, your kiss. I don't wanna have a drink, have a random little fling. All I wanna do is show up at your place and say, let's try this again.
If you remember the before, this is so much better. This is worlds better. It definitely has the same vibe because like I said, it was already previously organized. However, this did not take a long time. And I feel like once you do a full reset, it's great because it actually stays a lot more organized and it stays a lot cleaner for a lot longer, as opposed to when you just kind of tidy the space a little bit, but you don't do like a full clean or a full reset. And I feel like for me, definitely, it inspires me to cook a lot more and just utilize my ingredients a lot more. So I love it. It's a new day. I'm gonna plug in my little simmer pot and get that going for today. But today I want to do a few little food prep items. So I am gonna try this out because I'm really excited. It only has 2 carbs for the entire serving. We're also going to do my super quick overnight oats just with the Thrive Market overnight oats. And then I'm going to restock our milk because we just ran out and I washed the containers. These I got from Home Goods / TJ Maxx, whatever you want to call it. I think ours is like mixed. I did find on Amazon they have glass ones of these. They're not quite this shape, but they're basically the same. And I think if I could go back, I probably would do the glass ones just because glass is, a little better. I'm gonna show you how to make the easiest and like really affordable almond milk that doesn't take really any time at all. So I have these cute little cups. These are the ones that I've been using for our overnight oats. So anyway, let's do this. Oh, and actually before we get into all of that, I wanted to share the newest little Bloom towel drop. So these are their St. Patrick's Day ones. And I feel like these are my favorite St. Patrick's Day ones that they have ever done. I love that on one side, they're just like simple. Green and white, I feel like it goes with anything, it's not in your face. However, if you want a little more color, like you have the rainbow on that side, so pretty. And I don't know if you can tell, it's like very gradient colors. Do you see that? So beautiful. And how cute are like these little mini dainty clovers. I think that's adorable. Then on this one, you have the plaid pattern. And then how fun is this? Honestly, this one I feel would be cute, just like in a little girl's bathroom or something like that if you have daughters. I think that's so adorable. Or perfect in the kitchen, obviously, but like this could just go all year round. I love Bloom towels. You guys know my whole spiel about them. They are super oversized, super good size, super absorbent. They have like that tight waffle knit. They are double-sided, obviously. They have a ton ton on their website, so lots and lots to choose from. They have this little hook so you can hang them up. You can use them in the kitchen, you can use them in the bathroom. They wash up so beautifully, and they are just such high quality that they stay looking really, really amazing for years and years and years. I've had mine for a really, really long time, and they're still looking brand new. So anyway, I will link them down below as always, but my code is Amanda, and it'll save you 15% on not only their cute little St. Patrick's Day towels, but also all the towels on their website. But I just thought I had to share these. They just came in the mail, and they're so, so pretty. You guys have to let me know which one's your favorite. Do you like the little clovers or the plaid? Remember, the plaid one has those flowers on the inside, and then the clovers have just like the gradient rainbow. So pretty. Okay, now let's get to food prep. Oh, and then I forgot to say, but I'm also going to be doing more decluttering. So I really want to focus on our hall closet. It's what we kind of call like the sports closet or the football closet. It has all the boys' football gear, and it is a little smelly, and it's so, let me just show you what it's looking like right now. It's a hot mess. Dun, dun, dun. It's rough. Everything is just piled up in here, so chaotic, not organized, and it's gonna need a big declutter. But the after is gonna look so good, and it's gonna feel so good. I just did my closet last week, and it feels so amazing. It feels like a whole new space. So if you have not gotten into decluttering this year yet, pick a room, pick a space. It will motivate you, and it feels so good. All right, now before we can do anything, I actually have to make the almond milk, because the almond milk is going to go into that chocolate shake, and also the almond milk is going to go into the overnight oats, so I really need some milk. All right, so you're gonna start with your blender. This is a high-speed blender, but I actually don't think that you need a high-speed blender for this particular recipe. And all you're gonna need is some almond butter or whatever kind of nut butter you want, and then water. And if you want it to be sweetened, you can add in like some maple syrup or a date. I don't sweeten it, but actually I did start adding in some vanilla just because my family likes that, but that's totally optional. So I am gonna add in a little vanilla extract. Okay, and this is the best way to mix up your natural nut butters. Just go nice and slow first. To clean this up, I'm actually just gonna put it right in my blender. I'll say this is about 2 tablespoons. That takes like, I mean, it doesn't really actually take any more time. It's actually faster to do this. It's just you have to grab this, your blender, your hand blender out. But when you do that, you will see this like emulsifies it so nicely that you actually won't have to sit there and stir it like ever again. It will just stay beautifully mixed forever. Okay, so we have about 2 tablespoons in here. And I found the ratio that we like is 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of water. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I just fill this up and pour it in. Pour the water right in. And then we'll start blending once we put the top on. And watch, it's so cool. It'll turn from like brown to a really milky white very quickly. Very foamy right at first. And then you literally just pour it right in. And just like that, we have like a gallon of almond milk. So you see the foam, like I said, it will calm down and then fill up the rest of this. So the nice thing with this is even though it doesn't have emulsifiers, that's great. You don't have a bunch of other stuff in your milk. It's just literally almond butter and water. But then whenever you're ready to use it, you literally just give it a quick shake and it's all mixed up again and it's good to go. So yummy. All right, now let's make some overnight oats. then these are just disintegrating labels, so they just disintegrate with water. I'll write the date on these so that we know when this was made. You know, we have never had it go bad. I feel like we just use it up in time, but just in case, we know when these were made. Finally, we are going to try out this Collagen Fuel chocolate coconut flavored collagen peptide drink mix. Quite the mouthful. I've used Primal Kitchen products in the past and I've loved them, so I'm excited to see how this is. So it says just stir, blend, or shake. Start with 8 ounces of hot or iced liquid. Add a small amount of liquid to 1 scoop of powder. Whisk thoroughly, then blend the remaining liquid. So it's just saying like to emulsify it, you want to add like stir it up with like a little bit of liquid and then add it to it, probably so you don't get clumps. But I'm actually going to make this iced in my blender, so I'm not going to bother following the directions exactly, just because, yeah, I'm gonna do it in my blender. So just 1 scoop into my blender. I'm gonna add a little bit of ice. Plus, I feel like ice stretches it and it makes you feel like you're getting more than you actually are, which is perfect because really the ice is like no calories, so it's just free. And I'm just gonna use the last of this, which is about, actually it's like 8 ounces exactly. Perfect. Moment of truth. It looks really good. It's like thin, you know, because I just use the almond milk, but then it has like that nice like frothy, icy look on top. Okay, actually that's super good. This would be like the perfect just like snack, and I like that it's low carb. So this does not have a protein shake flavor at all, which is nice. But this is collagen, so it's not actually even protein, but it does have 11 grams of protein. I found a tip the other day to find out if something is truly high protein. You look at the calories. So this is like 70 calories for 1 scoop, and then you take off the last digit. So for example, this would be 7, and then you say if the protein is higher than that, then it's a high protein item. So the protein is 11. So actually this is a high protein item, but this is super delicious. It definitely tastes like a little treat, but it's low in calories, low in carbs, high in collagen, high in protein, super yummy. Okay, now let's get to decluttering that closet. All right, welcome to the Monica's closet. If you watch Friends, you know that reference, and if you don't, just Google it. But basically, it's a closet like this. Actually, this isn't like the worst Monica's closet I've ever seen or that I've ever had, but I like to keep the door closed because then you just don't know the chaos that lives behind this door. We do have some random bins up here. Right now, we're not really utilizing this very well. So I want to pull everything out, like everything out, and then declutter and then put anything back in that we actually use and need, because a lot of this stuff is just hanging out in here, making it harder to get to the things that we actually use and actually need. Used to be like a really nice shaped S-hook, and now it got damaged, apparently too heavy.
We were skipping rocks down by the river. My hot red heart was so on fire.
Got my trusty laundry basket. Some of these things I'm gonna have to ask the boys about, like specific items, but I think they've outgrown these. So many football helmets.
On the drive home.
I think I'm actually going to organize this by sport. So like we'll have soccer in here, and then maybe we'll have like football accessories down in here. And those are the 2 sports that our kids play.
Closed your eyes and finally let go. Said it's a shame that nothing lasts. Oh, I wish it could be this simple forever.
Okay, so if you have a closet, like a sports closet like this or an area like this, these over-the-door shoe organizers are so nice for just anything. They are so good at organizing. With that, you need to go through them more often than I do, because you can very easily start accumulating things that you really don't even know are in there anymore. You know, anytime that you have something that's easy to organize and easy to put things places, you're going to have to know and realize that those are also going to attract clutter. So if we don't know where something goes in here, it's like, oh, it fits and it gets shoved in here. So it does need to be gone through periodically. What would actually be super nice is if I came in and organized this and put like little clips or something with, even if I just wrote it on, okay, this is tape, this is armbands, this is wristbands, whatever. And that would be so nice. Just because then when you go to put something away, you'll actually know where it belongs versus just thinking, I think armbands go here or whatever.
We'll be chasing down the sun. Colors changing. The fire in your eyes was fading. All the leaves had started burning. They were bracing for the fall. We both promised.
Okay, then the only thing left is just this basket. It's like a really heavy duty wire basket that I think we got from Target, but this has like the tackle football duffel bag, but I like to store the pads and the helmet inside of here just because then it's all kind of contained. Here we just have like random bits, like we have stuff for the animals. We also have a bag of like trampoline park socks, which if you guys have not started doing this, it's so nice because otherwise you have to buy the socks every time you go, or like they get invited to birthday parties, whatever. So whenever we have them, I just grab them and put them in here. I will go through this like kind of periodically if the kids have outgrown them or they're just, you know, maybe we don't have the other set, but that's super, super handy. This is just odds and ends. And then actually this is really handy. So anytime the kids are like have outgrown their football gear or whatever, but I can still reuse it for the next one coming up, I'll put them in here. So for example, we have cleats. These will be, I think, Noah's next. We actually have some shin guards, but like these ones are way too small for any of our kids, so I can give them to a friend. All right, another space down. This feels so, so good. I was actually hoping to get into our laundry room today, not to do a full makeover, although that is coming, that is on the list, but I wanted to actually declutter in there. That will just have to wait for another day, but it feels so good to have a little bit of food prepped. Also, our pantry is looking so, so good, and now this closet is actually very functional. Anyway, I hope that this decluttering and organizing video has been super motivating for you. I'm actually gonna stick a really motivating playlist on the right side of the screen. Also, I wanted to remind you about my discount code that I have for Thrive Market. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and save yourself 30% on your first order and grab that free gift. I'll be leaving all the information down below in the description box. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.